Fuck. Anyways, I don't know why my mic just muted again. So let me go through it all again. Hello, Sarah Sis. Hello, David, brother. Hello. Hello, Simon, brother. Hello, David, brother. Hello, Sarah Sis. Hello, Sunny Stormy. I don't know if you're a brother or a sister yet. Hello, Wally, brother. And hello, anybody else that's out there. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Hey, Fluffy brother, how you doing? If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up emoji. Hello, Beyond Skin. How are you doing, my brother or sister? Looks like my brother. Awesome. Thanks, Simon. So, we're going to talk about survival, but not ordinary survival. We're going to talk about mental problems and fear in survival, and also who to trust and what information to trust. Okay, that's Jim. All right, awesome. And what information to truly trust in survival, because there's a lot of things. To start, I got a notification from somebody that I used on their channel that I used to teach survival courses and everything with. And I don't know if he's going crazy or if he's just running out of ideas to teach people. I'm not going to give any names. I'm not going to show anything, but you could look it up by what I'm going to tell you. So this individual, he's in Ohio of all places. He bought a bag of stainless steel tea soakers, and he put out a video to teach people how to make a emergency fire source to boil water and cook food with. And what he did was, I even did a video on these tea balls about how you can use this tea ball for multiple applications and everything. You can make natural teas. You can do a lot of things with these tea balls. Hey, Beth, how you doing, sis? Both Beths. Well, he was telling people to get one of these tea balls and take pink housing fiberglass insulation and put it in the ball and douse it with denatured alcohol. And anybody and everybody that knows survival, if it makes you itch, if it smells poisonous, if it does anything to hinder you outside, do not use it to cook food with, or boil water with, or breathe it in. But he was teaching people to put the pink insulation in the tea ball and soak it in denatured alcohol and set it on fire and cup it around your cup of water, your metal cup of water, and set it on fire and boil your water and cook your food with this fiberglass insulation. But he said to not use heat, which is it was a source that a lot of preppers and survivalists and everything used like 10 or 15 years ago as a fuel source for camping trips and all this stuff. And you could put it, and it ended up poisoning people because it is a toxic liquid. It's the exact same thing. And he's trying to poison people with this, telling people to use household pink fiberglass insulation and set it on fire. Yeah, fiberglass insulation, Jim. The black smoke and everything to inhale. You do not use that shit for survival. You do not use that shit ever. And this guy has almost 200K subscribers that he's telling these people to do. Right, David, it is. Yeah, Sarah, yeah. And he has 200K subscribers. That makes me feel like the shit that I'm doing shouldn't be done. With people like that, teaching people right, I feel like dropping my survival channel. I feel like just dropping it because with people like that, who needs fucking enemies? Who needs the government to tell you what to do? You know? I don't know. Oh yeah, she is. She is, Sarah. I don't know what made him do this. I don't know what, if he's running out of ideas, if he's running out of whatever. Hey, spooky brother, how you doing? But teaching people to soak household pink fiberglass insulation and dousing it in denatured alcohol to use to boil water and cook food. Even bushcrafting 101, you do not take green wood that has sap or anything. Pine sticks, cedar sticks, anything that has green wood in it, and you do not poke it through your food and cook it over a fire because that will poison you, because the sap and everything will get into the food and poison you. There was a Boy Scout troop in the 70s. All 15 of the Boy Scout troop died because they used pine sticks, green pine sticks, and they caught fish and they cooked the fish on the stick over the fire and heated up the pine sticks. And the sap from the pine got into the fish and poisoned them and killed them all, even the troop leader. Hey, CR, how you doing, brother? CR probably knows who I'm talking about that just posted this about. CR, have you seen the new posting from a certain individual about using fiberglass pink insulation as a heat source, emergency heat source to boil your water and cook your food with? He is teaching people how to kill themselves. Hey, Easy, how you doing? I don't know why. I I seriously believe I need to just shut my survival channel down because if it's not the fear mongers, if it's not people just trying to get views, building a small little wooden hut out in the woods, cutting down, you know, living trees and everything to make their picket fence in the woods and think that they're going to wander off and leave. It's all good. It's all good, Easy brother. Thank you for coming by, though. Right, CR. Just breathing in the black smoke of burning household fiberglass insulation. Fiberglass insulation will cause asphyxiation in you. Even just breathing it around will cause asphyxiation. It will cause hives. It will cause irritation to the skin. And you're going to put that in your bag that you are using for survival. And you're going to contaminate everything that you have in that bag. And you are telling people that, yeah, carry this around with you, carry insulation around with you all the time. Right, Beth, right. Hey, kitten, how you doing, sis? What the fuck is the point? What is the fucking point? And these are everybody in their respected fields have to worry about con artists, have to worry about anybody else that is making a single buck on something that people truly care about. You have it in UFOlogy. You have scammers. You have all these people that fake information. You have it in the cryptid field. You have people that's all the time fucking talking about a new cryptid every fucking day. Or, you know, thousands and thousands of fucking Sasquatch, scratching their ass on your oak tree in your backyard. You have everybody swearing up and down that there's 50 million ghosts in one house. You you get bedazzled Ray-Ban wearing ghost hunters that have a spooktacular museum in Las Vegas, of all places, Las Vegas. That doesn't scream money right there, you know? Let's go put a shitload of haunted objects in a museum in Las Vegas. It's not just in those fields that you have this shit. It is every field, even survival, even preppers, even homesteaders have charlatans. This is why prepping, survivalism, homesteaders are all going to die when SHTF is really going to happen, because they are teaching this stuff to all these people that believe in them, that believe that this stuff is safe. Because, oh, if this person on YouTube does it, it must be safe. Right, sir. Yeah, old Chatty and Spooky's old Spooky is here. He stole it. He stole the box. But But even you know this, CR. Risk versus reward is not, when you sit down, because we've had these conversations. 90% of people have too many health problems in this day of age for somebody in his mid 40s to tell people to burn pink fiberglass insulation with denatured alcohol. But he turns around and says, do not use heat because it's a toxic chemical. Like, you are being two-faced. Son of a bitch. Anyways. You cannot trust anybody. And I'm telling you this. For every one person out there that's trying to tell the truth, there is 100 out there that is trying to make you buy something from them. Because nobody wants to work for anybody else. Everybody else wants somebody else's money. And it's the same thing with survivalists. And this guy teaches bushcrafting and survivalism and all this stuff for like $500 for a 3-day event. How are you going to learn anything about survival and keep it in knowledge by having a weekend warrior circle jerk? You're not. Half of these people that go to these survival expos and all this stuff, they do not keep their knowledge. They believe they will keep their knowledge, but they won't when it happens, because those are the same people that go to these little powwows just to play around and act like a weekend warrior, then go home to their 9-to-5 job and their $200,000 to $300,000 house and never practice, never train. They don't ever do anything. And these people are milking it. They are milking the market. Right, CR, yes. It makes me want to hang up my fucking bags. It makes me want to not fucking worry anymore. It makes me not want to help people anymore. It does. Why should I waste my breath? Why should I waste my time and everything working 9 to 5, taking care of a homestead, teaching people on YouTube, and getting nothing out of it? What's up, Chad, brother? How you doing? I'm tired. I'm tired of it. Because some dumbass motherfucker like that claims to be a survivalist and all this stuff and a bushcrafter, going and telling people to go and poison themselves by burning pink house insulation to boil their water and their food and to breathe in that black toxic smoke. How many people is he going to go and kill? How many? Yeah, I do. I do care about people, Spooky. But some motherfucker like that makes me just want to turn my back on fucking the world. It makes me want to turn my back on everything. It makes me. I don't know. And I used to teach classes with this motherfucker. Oh yeah, Sarah. I mean, he wasn't even around it. He just lit the fucking thing on fire, cupped it around the metal cup, and just walked away from it to boil water. And it's like, you know how many people are going to sit there and try to blow it out? Because he even proved that once you set it on fire, it doesn't go out until it burns itself out. Hey, Boomy, how you doing, brother? And he has 200,000 people subscribed to him. And it was a 5-minute fucking video. And he calls it a survival hack. And this is the same motherfucker that told people to take the cardboard tube out of the toilet paper and dip it in um, paraffin wax and set it on fire and become a fire burner. But then he's like, "Oh, you can make this. You can light it with a ferrocerium rod, but you got to cut the paraffin wax off of it. You got to fluff up the cardboard and then strike it to burn it." It's like, you, these fucking people, man, like these fucking charlatan. You know, all you other fields worry about your charlatans on things that may or may not be real. All of us, all of our fields have charlatans. All of them. Every single fucking field out there has charlatans. The the famous, town to town doctor with his, anti-poison alcohol or anti-tuberculosis medicine that was just rum. Hey Ryan, how you doing, brother? But that's the thing, CR. All of us have been playing a fucking simulation game. Preppers, survivalists, homesteaders, we don't have to worry about SHTF. We haven't had to worry about SHTF or anything for the last 100 years. We are preparing for a simulation, but when it really, truly ever happens, we are going to be afraid. We are going to be too afraid. It doesn't matter if you spend 12 hours a day training, learning, understanding the situation. It is all good in theory until it happens. When it happens, fear takes over. And that's what I'm talking about tonight. I am talking about the mental strain, the mental agony, the true pain that's going to happen in survival, that's going to happen in SHTF. Everything that you have prepared for, everything that you have learned becomes obsolete. You can look at people in World War II, fighter pilots, even ground soldiers. Once they were trained every day, even people in the military today, everybody is trained and trained and trained in knowledge and everything. But once they actually hit the battlefield and they actually have to shoot somebody or they get shot at, changes their whole entire demeanor. You do not know how to react when it actually hits you in the face. Everything that we talk about, everything that we tell other people to prepare for, none of them know what it is, the emotional effect, the shock, the PTSD that you get from all of this. Even when we go out and train in the wilderness to survive, even when we go out to the field and pick, you could pick the exact same herbs and everything every day and know the growth cycles and know how to do everything. But as soon as SHTF happens and you have to ration every blackberry that you pick, every prickly pear that you have to pick, the growth of that, people don't understand the rationality, the ability to ration. They don't understand that because we are in a day of age where you can go to any grocery store, any fast food restaurant, any all you can eat restaurant. No, human instinct does not kick in instantly. The thing about human instinct is fear. What if? Hatred, anger, and again, fear. Especially when it comes, everybody has heard this, everybody has used this. You haven't ate, you've been at work for the first 4 or 5 hours, you didn't eat breakfast or whatever, and you're at work. Oh man, I am starving. I could eat a horse. I am that hungry. I can eat so much food. And you do. You stuff yourself because you know you have an abundance of food at a moment's notice. You can go anywhere and everywhere and get your food. You don't have to worry about, am I going to go to this restaurant and are they going to have food? I don't have to worry about going to the grocery store and saying, oh, the shelves are empty. No, you don't. You don't have to go home and realize that you don't have anything in your fridge to feed yourself because everybody has, it doesn't matter where you go, you can get food for any amount of money. I mean, you can go to McDonald's and order a $1.35 sandwich and it will fill you up. But real starvation, real hunger is a different thing. How many people here has not ate in 24 hours? What does your body start doing when you haven't ate? It makes you weak. It makes you unable to think because you are thinking about food. You're thinking about how to obtain food. You're not just, or you go to sleep. And that's one of the major things that people do. You know, perfect world. If you haven't eaten in 24 hours or a certain time period, you can go to sleep and your body will eat the fat reserves and fill you up. But in a survival situation, you have to take every point and every bad thing that happens to you. In a survival situation, if you haven't ate in 3 days, you will go to sleep and you can go into a coma. You can go into what's called, we have bastardized the terminology, food coma. A food coma actually happens when your body has not had the daily nutrients put into your body, and it goes into a temporary hibernation. And your body will eat on its fat reserves and your muscle reserves and your water reserves, and it will kill you. It will shut you down. Correct, Ryan. Yes. Right, Boomy. Yeah. But when you get to the point where you cannot even touch your finger to your thumb without shaking, you cannot do manual tasks. You cannot, if your hand is shaking, touching your middle finger to your pinky or your pinky to your thumb, I mean, your middle finger to your thumb or your pinky to your thumb, if you cannot do this, you are not going to be able to start a fire. You're not going to be able to actually grab or harvest food. Your mind will not function properly. See, that's the thing. People say, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, like what Boomy said, he's done it, but he's an oddball. Beyond Skin said, not all people are the same. And that's a lie. Everybody is the same in a biological standpoint. We live in a perfect world. That changes everything. But when you're in a SHTF situation where mental problems and your actual biological body is fighting against you, everybody is in the same boat. You can take everybody and not feed them for 3 days. Everybody shows one of the 5 signs that your body is eating itself. Some people can think, but they can't act. Some people can act, but they can't think properly. And when fear is included into that, knowing that you do not have a meal, or you don't know how to get a meal, that fear kicks in because the rumbling in your stomach, the stomach actually eating its own fat reserves, things take a different turn. Right, CR. Yes, Nubs will always die, Sarah. Right, Boomy. Yeah. It is one of those things. It is your mental state throws everything else out because your mind and your body is dead set and desiring what it needs. It's just like people that have sat and not had water all day. Then all of a sudden, you're automatically pouring a glass of water and you don't know why you're pouring a glass of water. But that is the best glass of water that you have ever had in your life because your body is telling you what it needs. And it will literally take over your brain. Your body will take over your brain and make it do what it needs to do. It's just like if you haven't ate in over a week, you will not shit. You will not urinate. Your body will keep that in and hold it because you need the food to expel everything else. Your body is showing signs of shutting down. Anytime, Sarah says. Anytime. But do you see any other survival show telling you this? Do you see you don't see the true effects that's going on. Even with Glory Man Les Stroud and doing all his stuff, he does not show you the true problems that's going on with the human body because that is a fear for people. When people start to fear, that takes over everything else. When you are afraid, you cannot do minute tasks. It's the same thing as it's the exact same thing as not being able to eat. Thank you, Sarah sis. I am not I am a realist. I'm a mostly scientific realist in survival situations. Right, Boomy, they are. They truly are. Especially when Bear Grylls skinned a fucking seal, a dead seal, and put that over his chest, and he took his fucking shirt off to put a seal's blubber and flesh on him and dived into icy cold water to get somewhere, saying that this would keep him alive. Well, he just took off all his clothes and everything, and extra layers against the cold. Even though you're wet, it's still extra layers to keep your body heat in you. No, she bet booby, booby. She's working on her spelling, so don't get offended by that, brother. But we live in a. It doesn't matter what the fuck's going on right now. You know, the increases in food, the increases in living, that always happens. That will always fucking happen. Life and prices always increase. That's not SHTF. That's not a time to worry about survival like a lot of these fearmonger survival channels are doing. Right, CR, yeah. Correct, Boomy. Yes. You eat the blubber. Yes. It doesn't matter. And here's the thing, the human body is made to eat raw meat. We digest and process raw meat quicker and more efficiently than we do cooked meat. The only reason why we cook meat today is to better preserve it. Hey Oz, how you doing, brother? It's all good, Boomy. She called you Booby. See, she called you Booby. You can get water from a lot of sources, Jim. You can get water from vines. You can get water from plants. You can literally chew grass in the morning and produce water and spit out the grass. But you get that morning dew and that water from the plants. But most people, when they're in a dire situation, they do not use common sense. Like right now, we are all in a perfect state. We are in a perfect state. Let me ask Oz something. Hey, Oz, let me ask you something. If a survivalist told you that you can put a pink roofing, pink fiberglass roofing insulation in a tea strainer and burn it with denatured alcohol to boil your water and cook your food. Is that a safe option, Oz? Would you burn fiberglass that fiberglass insulation as a backup fire source? Because there was a dumbass that just posted a video that he has like 200K subscribers, and he told people to do this, to burn pink fiberglass housing insulation to boil his water and food in an emergency situation. There we go. But he is telling 200,000 subscribers to do this, Oz, on his channel. Yep. This is what I'm saying. Oh, well, we'll see, Boomy. Even the thing is fiberglass, when it burns, it disintegrates into the black smoke. And any wind source or anything will blow those fiberglass dust particles into your throat. It doesn't matter where you are or anything. And those dust particles will also get into the water and also get into your food, even if it is just for reheating or anything. It will cause asphyxiation. It will literally kill you, no matter what way you do. Yeah, he is. Yeah, it's and that's why I say 90% of these people think survival is a game. Most of these people, they believe this shit is a game. Right. Oh yeah, Oz. I know. I know. And you know what? It's sad to say that I used to teach classes with this motherfucker. But everything everything's a fucking joke anymore. Survival is a multi-million dollar business. You know, everything. And it's those people that make us survivalists and preppers and homesteaders look down upon. They're the ones that make other people look at us like we wear tinfoil hats because of this shit. Oh yeah, Boomy. I would literally rather take down my wall and burn what is it called? The stuff that the walls are made out of. I would rather burn that than fiberglass. Right, Oz, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Jim. I mean, I feel like fucking quitting this. I feel like fucking quitting survival. I I do. It's or I just feel like fucking lying to y'all. I do. I really do. Feel like fucking pulling out, fucking fake facts and all this shit. I feel like telling you, which it is true, but it's also dangerous also. You can bust up mirrors into fine particles, and it will be a continuation heat source when it becomes molten, and it won't die out. I mean, if you really want a true forever burning lava source, you bust up a mirror. You bust it up into chunks and dust, and you set it on fire, and it will turn into a hot, smoldering, burning heat source for up to like 8 or 10 hours if you don't add anything to it. Right, Oz, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it's just, it, it's just the anger. You know what I mean? Right. I never will tell something to kill somebody. Boomy. I won't. And we're all humans, and we all have the ability to disagree. I've never stopped anybody from disagreeing with me. Yep. Yes, they are. Yep. Yeah, Jim. It's. I understand, Boomy. I understand. Learning survival and everything. Yeah. We've all learned survival different ways. We've all. I was raised around the Dixie Southerners that say, "Oh, I can survive. All I need is a knife on my side, and I know the moss grows on the north side of the tree." And it's like, that's not true. You know, moss can grow literally anywhere on a tree, and it's not always in the north side. There's hundreds of people that died thinking like that. And people have proved that theory wrong. But it's one of those things. It's right, Jim. Yeah, not always. It doesn't. I've seen moss grow completely around the bottom of a tree. I've seen moss grow. Moss follows where the sun hits. And if it's in the middle of like the Blue Ridge Mountains, you know, you can run up to two different trees, and it's wherever the sun hits that tree, and it's the warmest spot. Hey, Shelly sis, how you doing? And it's the same thing with like poison oak growing on a tree. It will only grow on the side of the tree where the sun hits and heats. Nice. Okay, Boomy. Cool. Congratulations. I like hearing that, brother. I like, even if I fucking just save one person or help one person, that's all I care about. That's all I truly care about. I'm glad to hear that, Shelly sis. I don't know. The health aspects of the majority of humans is not peak. We are a lazy, fat, cholesterol filled heart attack waiting to happen. We seriously are. 90%, well, let me give a better roundabout number. At least 70% of us cannot even trek 50 miles on foot with a 120-liter backpack. You know, and I proved that with my uncle. My uncle was a devil dog. He was in the Marine Corps, and he was in his 60s, and he's like, I'm still fit as a fiddle. I can do whatever to survive. And I was like, really, can you? It's like, how about you stuff your whole entire rucksack with everything that you used to carry in the military? Let's go on a walk and see. We got probably about maybe 15 miles, and he was done. He had to call his wife and everything to come pick us up because he was literally having chest pains and his lungs were hurting, and he was a smoker. Yeah. And we, in the day of age where we have cars, we have buses, we have, everything else, most people don't even know how to ride a bicycle anymore, you know, or they don't have the strength or the cardio to ride a bicycle. But all these survivalists and everything have a bicycle ready to go when they're like 300 pounds. And I'm not making fun of anybody that's overweight or whatever. It's the way society has made us that everybody is literally overweight for their size, you know? And it goes to show we have so much fatty foods, we have so much carbs, we everything and anything is literally hurting us. Have you done it this year though, CR? You know, and that's the thing, we all go about our past, or things that we've done X amount of months, years ago. But, could you get your bike out right now with your pack fully loaded and get on a bicycle and do another 30-kilometer ride? Say you had to get out of the city that you're in, CR. Could you throw a 50, 60-pound backpack on your back, jump on a bicycle, and escape 30 kilometers or 50 kilometers in one go without resting? I can't. I'm telling you that right now. Right, Oz. I'm the same way as you. I'm a bug in person. I am going to hold my fort. Right, Boomy. Correct, Oz. And see, that's the thing, CR. Like I said, we run these simulations. We run a perfect scenario in our heads and everything of what to do, what to whatever. But the thing is if it was a true SHTF situation and they were literally going to bring in the National Guard or the military or something to shut off a major city that you live in, you would have to get out of there. You would have to go 30 plus miles outside of the city before that 48 hours comes in to block off the city. Right, Oz. Yes. Right, Boomy? And that's the thing, you know, all these survival channels, all these survivalists, quote unquote survivalists, what is the first thing that comes out of their fucking mouth? A bug out bag. Why the hell are you bugging out? All your preps, all your stuff is at your house. Why, unless it's some kind of act of God that literally is going to destroy your house or your land or destroy your your castle, that is the only damn time that you would bug out. Everything else is you will bug in because that's where all your shit is. Your shit is in your house or your car. Right, CR, yeah. 100 kilometers, okay. There we go. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, I'm not lying to y'all in real SHTF situations. All these survivalists and all this bullshit, it's bullshit telling you, oh, nothing's going to go wrong. You're not going to be locked in or anything. Right there. Oz just said they will close you in. They will close borders. They will do everything. That's why you only have about 48 hours, especially in major cities of the United States. They will close off major cities. That means Dallas, San Antonio, all these places. Any major city that you are at, or a city that has a huge population. It doesn't even have to be a major city. It just has to be a city that is over 100+ thousand residents. Well, yes, yes, Oz. I have a I have what's called a get home bag. You know, I don't have a Bob. I have a get home bag in case I am in the city or something like that, away from my house or whatever, and I need to ditch my car and walk to my house or get to my house in any way possible. I call it a get home bag, but you know, but yeah, there is circumstances out there to where you can't make it home, like what I was saying. Some kind of act of God, that say like what everybody has always predicted. California is going to be destroyed and dropped off into the ocean or whatever. Yeah, there's going to be things that may or may not allow you to get home. Then you need to have a plan B. You do. If you cannot make it home to your preps, then you find an area that you can stay at and stabilize until things clear out to where you can make it home. Right, Oz. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Any urban area, yeah. Even small towns in the middle of the country is still considered an urban area. Yes. Right. Yeah. And see, that's what mine is. My get home bag is just like that. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Get home bags, that's the thing. You grab if you can't if you're out of gas, you can't go to a gas station, you can't whatever. You grab your get home bag and you suck it up and you go. And that's the thing. Most people have too much of a fear to know what to do in those situations, you know? And it goes back to the whole fear thing. 90% of people are too afraid to assess the situation that they need to do. You may have Joe Blow that is working a construction site in the middle of God knows where. His wife, his kids, and everything are back home. First thing he's going to do, he's not thinking about his wife. He's not thinking about his kids. He's not thinking about how to get home. He's thinking about his own personal safety first before anything else. But what you need to do is you need to stop. You need to assess what the fuck is going on. Then you need to search your car for everything that will help you along with your get home bag. Anything could be a pencil, it could be a paper clip, it could be whatever. A piece of half chewed bubble gum, you know, or that half bag of gummies that is 2 weeks old that your kid didn't eat. That is still something that's going to help you along. Right, Boomy. Yes. Correct. Yep. Right, Oz. Yeah. Oh, I know, Oz. Yeah. You know, 90% of y'all have a family. Me, it's just me and the wife, and she works from home now. So I know if SHTF drops tomorrow and I'm at work, she is here. She is at the house. She has everything here, plus all my other survival gear and everything that is here at the house in the car. I have 2 get home bags, one for me, one for her. That means double the supplies and everything for me to get home to her. And I know she'll be fine until I can get home. I'm the one that's got to worry about myself. And that's why I have 2 get home bags. One is for her, one is for me, just in case me and her are together, we're out SHTF or whatever the fuck happens. She has a bag, I have a bag. So we're not having to overuse the same stuff for 2 different people. All right, sis, you go to sleep. I'm going to end this in another 15 minutes. But the first stage is you have to assess your situation. You have to stop. You have to breathe. You have to look at everything that's going on. Right, CR? Yeah, there is. Good night, Sarah, sis. Get some sleep, girl. And when you assess the situation, you don't assess that you're already fucked. You don't. You assess what is happening around you right now. If you don't see any military vehicles, emergency vehicles, whatever, you're okay. You check your body, make sure you're not trembling, you're not in a state that's going to hinder you. Because the first thing you need is to throw a bag on you that weighs 10, 15 pounds and you try to take off walking and you stumble and fall and twist an ankle or bust your knee or whatever. You have to hold your ground and you have to assess yourself. It's just like those survive old like 1980s survival kits. They had a self-assess they had a self-assessment card for each individual. You self-assess yourself. You look at yourself, you make sure nothing happened to you with that act of God. Make sure you're not bleeding. Make sure, you know, you don't have ripped up clothes. You don't have, like, make sure your boots, and always, depending on your job and everything, always have an extra pair of clothes and an extra pair of shoes in your trunk or whatever. Like, most people have office jobs where they have to have business casual or they have to wear dress shoes or something. Correct. Correct, Oz. Hey, hey, Cassie, sis, how you doing, girl? But that was a thing that we've stopped doing. We've stopped putting the self-assessment stuff in like pre-made survival bags and everything. Self-assessment is a a thing to do because how far are you going to get in your suede, you know, loafers? You know what I mean? How far are you going to walk in loafers? How far are you going to walk in dress shoes and silk socks? You know, you have to look at your job also in an SHTF situation. Hey Connor, how you doing, brother? All right, cool. Yeah, like me with my security job and everything, I have ankle high, um, uh, Red Wing boots. So I have boots and everything, but a lot of us, we don't have jobs where we're able to wear, blue jeans or comfy clothes and, right fitting boots or anything like that. A lot of people, they have, you know, office jobs. They have something where they have a uniform to wear, like even even if you work at McDonald's or something, you have those what are those black shoes that's anti-slip or whatever, but those shoes, they're good for what it is, but how far are you going to make it before your feet start to give out on you? Before your feet start to blister or heat up? You have to look at your job. And if you do have a job where you have a specific uniform or a specific clothing that you have to wear that is not meant for SHTF situations, put in a secondary clothing option in your get home bag. Then you can change out from whatever you have into the right clothing, the right shoes. Yes, yes, CR. Right, Oz? Hey, hey, during SHTF, how many people's gonna shit their pants when it happens, right? I mean, I'm talking about how many real survivalists are gonna shit their pants and not believe that and be too afraid to do anything. Gotta, you gotta pull your panties up and be a big girl, you know? Right. Spare socks. That's the things that nobody ever, and you can also stop like blisters and everything if you wear cotton socks and then you put nylon socks over the cotton socks because it helps your feet move better in boots. Correct, Jim. Yes, you never. Right, Oz. But the thing is, we have lived in too good of times lately. In the past, at least the past 30 years, we have lived in such a good time in a lot of the first world countries. We haven't had to worry about anything. We've always had food. We've always had water. We've always had electricity, and we've always had a house to lay our head in. But in true SHTF situation, all of that changes. all of that changes in a heartbeat. Look how long it took Venezuela to fall when their currency dropped. Look how long it took Russia's economy to plummet and drop when they went into war with the Ukraine. Welcome back, Simon, brother. I'm glad you slept good, bro. But there was literally people killing themselves and killing each other. And literally, I hate telling people to stock up on gold and silver and all this stuff. Yes, maybe the first the first 6 months to a year in an SHTF situation, you may be able to buy and barter gold or silver to individuals for purchasing stuff. But after that, after they realize that gold and silver is just a metal and it's not going to keep them alive. You can't eat gold. You can't eat silver. Bartering is going to be the way of life afterwards. At least after the first year of, because a year is 365 days. Look how fast it goes in a 9 to 5 work day every day. Right. Yeah. Piece here, there. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But there's so many preppers and everything telling people to stockpile on gold and silver. Like it's going to be the be all end all and everything's going to be okay. Right. 52 weeks or later. Yes. You know how much civilization will fall within the first year? There is not going to be any nice people. You think that sweet granny that's always been nice to you 3 doors down is going to still be that sweet, nice granny? Hell no. That granny is now on the verge and willing to kill you to get what she wants. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Oz. Yeah. I mean, like I was saying, we've all been taught differently. We all have different mindsets. That's why our community is the is has so much different information in it, Oz. You know? Like I'm not saying everything that I'm saying is going to happen, but that's what I have done my research on and what I used my cultural anthropology degree and everything in is studying the way humans interact and how the majority of humans interact and act towards each other. Because once once there's no police, once there's no government officials telling you that you have to be a good person, it will turn into like the purge. You that shy guy that's 5 houses down from you is now a rampaging murderer. You know, it or You know, that rancher that owns, that dairy farm, he may trade you for something else. Sex. He may want your child. You don't know what lies in the mental aspects of people once civilization falls. Once people become uncivil, civil unrest. Yeah. And like I said, when we were talking Oz and everything, like, you know, I told you I had a 10-year plan and I've moved it to the 5-year plan now because we don't know what's going on. We don't know what is around the corner. We don't. We don't know what's going to happen. And this epidemic and everything that happened during the epidemic opened a lot of people's eyes to what can happen. Yeah. Yeah, Oz. Right, Boomy. Yeah. Copper, lead, everything. Everything's going to have is going to breed a new need, you know? Even ball bearings is going to be a staple for a lot of people that use shotguns. And oh yeah, yeah. I understand, brother. Oh yeah, booby, yeah. It once once civilization falls, everything falls. When there is no rules, when when rules are thrown out, everything changes. Everything will change. And it's not going to be pretty. There's going to be We thought it was horrible during the Civil War when brothers were against brothers, fathers and sons were killing each other. And that was during a civil war. And it's going to happen again, but on a much grander scale. Right, CR. WWROL. This our ways of thinking and everything is going to go out the door. There is no more nice. There is no more understanding. There is no more shared thoughts. Everybody wants to be in power. And the perfect way to do that is during SHTF. Everybody wants, and during SHTF, the underdog, the weakling, now has no rules. He can kill, maim, rape, poison, torture anybody. He can let his wildest, even the weakest individual can let their wildest desires free in SHTF. You think people think they're going to be saved by the government. The government is going to crash. There is no government coming to save you. They're either going to put you in slave labor camps to take care of the army, or the army is going to go and do its own thing and be its own power. Right. Yes. Yes, CR. 9 meals away from anarchy is true. And that's why I'm trying to tell people to ration. And even Oz will tell you the same thing. I'm not religious, but I know what my dad taught me, being a Baptist preacher and everything. They say in Revelations, when the beast of Revelations or whatever comes and starts giving this the the mark of the beast and all this stuff, they said only the true will have to ration. They will have to starve. They will have to eat from the ground and eat insects and everything to survive, because everything else will be controlled by the mark. Everything will be controlled by a higher power for 7 years. And that's the thing. That's why I tell people to learn how to ration your food, learn how to eat smaller quantities and survive on it. Yeah, Oz. Yeah, yeah. And if you don't learn how to ration now, you will never be able to learn how to ration and withstand the starvation and the pain. You have to learn this shit. You have to do it. Literally, you have to train your body to eat less. And if you don't, you're fucked. You literally are. But like I said, these charlatans, it's already happening. They are telling people to kill themselves already. You know why? Because they don't want you alive. Most survivalists and everything don't want competition. So why not kill plenty of people that will listen to you so you don't have to worry about them coming for your stuff? Right, Oz. Yeah. But it also, I mean, the Bible also tells you, to ration, to learn starvation, to learn pain, to make yourself better. But I love you all, family. Thank y'all for Thank y'all for being here. I got to get some sleep. I got to wake up in the morning. I got to wake up in the morning and drop some trees and everything and use the auger to start making my pier and beam for my A-frame house on my land. But yes, I love you all, family. Survival is not a game. Survival is a way of life, and it is needed now more than ever. So prep up, stock up, learn, train. Train like tomorrow is SHTF because it will be here soon. I love you, family. Good night.